word has been in our lives since we were kids. It's been ingrained inside us. But it's not to take risk. It's about avoiding risk. Play it safe. Don't take risk. We were taught slow and steady wins the race. Slow was something we're supposed to ignore because we're in a race. But be steady. Don't take risk. And always remember you're part of a race. And even with all of this, there was an irony. That we were all taking risks. We risk cancer every time we smoke. We risk our livers going bad every time we drink. We are okay driving without seat belts or helmets. We are okay eating unhealthy food again and again until we develop diseases that will eventually kill us. But we are too afraid to follow our dreams. You have to wonder where did it happen that we were too afraid to live, but less afraid to die. Hi everyone, my name is Tushar. I'm a travel influencer, a content creator, a poet, a writer, a corporate escapee, and my favorite, a freedom fighter. But what freedom am I fighting for in a perfectly democratic country? Well, I believe a couple of generations ago, our forefathers won what was the most important battle of our lives. They won our freedom. They said, you know what, we might have lived like this, but the people who come after us, they're going to be whoever they want. They're going to lead into what they want to be. But they didn't see one thing coming. The past, the Mughals and the British, we got used to the rules. We didn't know what to do with this. So first we made some really important rules. What's lawful, what's unlawful. How the country should run. How the economy will grow. These we needed, but we went a bit too far. We made rules on exactly how we're going to live our lives. But what rules, you ask? Or maybe you don't ask, because asking why is frowned upon in our culture. We come from the culture of do as you're told, or at least we used to. Some of us are even told what we're going to be the moment we are born, before we can understand any language. But we know this, we have movies made on this, right? That my son's going to be an engineer and my daughter's going to be a doctor. We know that problem. That has been addressed. But there's a delusion that the other side have. The ones that come from a family who said, my son can be whatever he wants and my daughter can be whatever she wants. They have the freedom, or so we believe, until we turn 16, and then we are asked a question we are not prepared to answer. And the question is, science, commerce, if you want to be, you want to be a billionaire, you take commerce, or arts. That's how we give in arts. The question that they want us to answer is that how much money do you want to make? How, at the age of 16, are we supposed to answer that question? At 16, I was figuring out what hair looks good on me. Should I get a piercing? Should I get a tattoo? How to gain the attention of our crush? 16 is the most confused time we ever are. And once you answer that question, 2/3 of your life are taken away from you. You had the entire world for you. And now you have a path because you got blinders on. And that path, as the choices that you make keep shrinking. And suddenly, it becomes a tightrope. And when you step on the tightrope, that is the most exciting moment of your life, because all your life, the world has been preparing you to earn money. You will never forget the first time that you made money. The first day of your job, or whatever you do, you will never forget it. Because you have been pumped up to reach this place. And then that excitement goes away in a year or so. And you can't just stand on the tightrope. Remember the light saying slow? Slow and steady? No, you can't go slow. You can never miss a promotion. You must keep You must be the best. Everybody must be the best. How does that even make sense? You have to be the best at your job. And let's just talk ideal scenarios here. Yes, I become the best in my job. I get every promotion. I get all the awards. 2 years down, and you think you're doing well, but 2 years down, society knocks again. It's been 2 years, you're not married? What's wrong with you? And you're like, how will I be married? I've been spending all my time trying to be the best at the job you told me to do. I don't meet people. The only people I know are the people at work. And then they're like, no, you have to get married. But society will never give you logic as to why to do it. Society is going to tell you, this is how it's done. And then you're told, okay, and you listen because you've been used to listening, the do as you're told culture. And then you say, I'm going to get married. And you get lucky as hell. You find someone who you love, you have a happily married life. Somehow, in the same time you're going to give at the job, you are going to learn how to live with another person in the same amount of time. And let's say you're not the best, maybe you're still good, still getting those promotions. And you're like, fine, okay, fine, now suddenly I'm winning in this race, I'm good. And then society knocks again. It's been 2 years, no kids. What? What is wrong with you? And you're like, I am not sure if I'm ready for a kid right now. I'm barely managing things. But the society says, if you don't have a kid right now, you risk never having kids. And you're like, why do I risk that? Like, because you get older, you can't have kids. I'm like, but I can adopt later. It's like, what? That's not how things are done. You have to get a kid to have a complete family. And you're like, okay, fine, I listen. I'll have a kid. I'm gonna have a kid. And they're like, wait, do you have a house? I'm like, yeah, I have a house. I pay rent for that every month. No, that's not your house. You haven't bought a house. I'm like, why should I buy a house which I can't afford? Take a loan. Okay, I'll take a loan. You take a loan, you pay premium, suddenly your savings go down. And you're like, now I'm going to have a kid. I'm like, no. I'm like, what? Why? We just started. You must have a car. But why do I need a car? I Uber every place. If I have a car, I can't even run, and I have to hire a driver if I'm going out clubbing. Oh, you must have a car because everybody else has it. But you're going to send your kid to school with an Uber? You can take a bus? No. You must have a car. And then you buy the car. And then you have the kid. And then you're old. And then society says, where's your life insurance? I'm like, why do you need life insurance? I've even started living. It's like because you've wasted so much time already that now you have to prepare to die. I'm not trying to depress you over here. But the scary part is that it's not that we don't think about all these things, that we don't know this is happening. It's just that when we get stuck into this, it's so hard to realize all this. You get up in the morning, go to work, there's work pressure, you come back, and you learn to deal with family. You can never really think what you want in life. The choices are taken away way earlier. But I got to think of those things. And I realized that life does not happen when you're born and then you die. Life is not right in the middle, right? Life happens in every single moment. Every single moment, two things happen. Either you live or you die. You live when you do something that you love. You live when you're with people you love, people who care about you. You do things that make you feel alive from the inside. You know, when you feel that, yeah, this is fine, this feels good here, right now, in this moment, and that moment goes away, you've lived. Or you die. You waste that moment. You do something, you have no idea why you're doing it. But you're just too afraid to ask why. You're spending time with people you don't want to spend time with. Office party is a great example of that. Everyone's pretending to have fun with people they don't love, they don't care about. So, once I realized all this, you have to know how I realized all this. Around 5 months ago, I was living with the monks in Ladakh in a monastery. We were teaching the kids and learning from them at the same time. And it was at 13,000 feet. The view was incredible. I mean, these pictures do no justice. If you closed your eyes over there, you would feel like you're meditating because the air was so clean. And every time I would post a story or a picture on Instagram, everybody would go crazy, like, oh my God, what is this? This is the life, this guy's goals. I want to be doing this. But I had moved on from that place. Yes, I would have been happy, I wouldn't be this happy if I was in the city, but I had moved on. There was something inside me that kept saying that maybe, is this it? Is this the thing for you? Every time I would come back in the room, I would be working for a Big Four firm, which I had been doing for the last 6 years. And I would take well-crafted professional orders on how to live my life. I wasn't okay with that. But then people teach you that, you have to go through this to get somewhere. So I asked myself the same question, but in my own way. I asked myself, and I think this question should be asked every time you're thinking, is this path for me or is this person for me? That once I get to where they're telling me that I'll get, if I reach the top of the peak, will the journey from here to there make me feel alive? Will I be happy? And the second, once I reach there, will I be the happiest person in the world? If the answer to any of these questions is no, then why? Why even try? Because life does not want to be okay, fine, satisfactory. It's the greatest gift there has ever been. Life wants to be incredible. So did I just get this realization and quit my job? No, I'm not stupid. I've been making processes for companies for the last 6 years, so I made one for myself. I just came up with a very simple formula. I like to call this formula the formula of happiness. I saw how much money am I making right now? What is my cost of living, which went down because when I was living in the mountains, I didn't need Amazon and Swiggy to make me happy. I just had to open the door. I saw what my cost of living was. What's in my bank account right now? And if for 2 years, if I made no money, how much do I need? I got an amount and how much I need, and then I knew how many months I need to work to get that target bank balance that will last me 2 years if I just sat in my room. But why 2 years? Why did I think that in 2 years I will make money? I'll tell you a very short story. When I was 19, I used to play a game on Facebook, the game which none of you would have ever heard of. Useless game. But I played that for 3 days straight. I didn't sleep for 3 days. Maybe I took like 15-minute naps here and there. That my account became the top 10 on that server. And then I sold that account to somebody sitting in Texas for 1.2 lakhs, like 15 years ago. That guy drove 80 kilometers every single day to a Western Union for 3 days because I couldn't take more than 40,000 to give me that money. The cool part is not that how I sold this account. The cool part is no matter what you do, how stupid it sounds to the rest of the world, somebody will find value in that. You don't have to be the next billionaire. You don't have to go into an industry that's blooming. You just have to do what you love. And you'll be happy at the end. After I quit my job, BBC invited me for an interview on talent migration. 2 months later, TEDx called me over here to give a speech. So I learned one thing, that fortune does favor the brave, and brave are those that follow their passion. Thank you, everyone. That is my time.